Yo, what's up? No, I gotta say, there have been many fucking crazy things that have happened to me since COVID. And, like, the beginning of quarantines, I got pneumonia. I got the spore kind, and it was basically, like, it had settled in my right lung, and it tore it up. It was one of the most painful things I've experienced. I did my firearms exam as it was setting in, and I fucking aced that shit, man. But there's many unpleasantries. There's like an addition also because I'm immunocompromised. The vaccinations, just the Pfizer's, they got me very sick. Like I felt absolutely awful. It was almost as bad as precipitated withdrawal. It's only 48 hours and, like, weirdly enough, just tapered off. At like 2 hours after that 48 hours, stopped completely. But in the meanwhile, I felt like I got hit by a truck. I could barely stand up. But all those things are like ultimately trifle when it comes to what I thought at the time was like a gift from the fucking universe, man. I used to do the old fucking junkie routine of getting my methadone at pharmacies, have to go in, daily witness, because they don't want you taking it and selling it on the streets for, street drugs. They want you doing pharmaceutical drugs. Anyways, but I went to the same pharmacy for the longest time, and I knew everyone there. I was on good terms with them, and so I'd bullshit with them every now and then. And there's this new girl, and she was fucking gorgeous, man. Like she was probably like one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. I was like, there's absolutely no way that she would ever fucking entertain the idea of spending time with me at all. And she was like going to this very prestigious university in the area, and finishing her practicum so she could become a licensed, I believe, pharmacist and pharmaceutical technician. And I met her kind of just during the last leg of that, like the last few years. And it was funny because how I dealt her a couple times. She gave me my shit, but I didn't directly talk to her. I mean, I addressed her, I would say hi to her, I'd say hi to everyone else, but oddly enough, how we clicked was I made some weird remark about how she would always wear this black leather glove that looked same kind of design as what a golfer would wear, but black. And I said it made her look like a Metal Gear Solid boss. And she was like, what's Metal Gear Solid? She was she had a very naive, childlike, just air of ignorance about her. It was like she had never seen a horror movie before she met me. Pretty soon we started hanging out and kind of entered the silent agreement of being in a relationship. And she would work fucking hard. She worked probably 16 hours a day sometimes, at least 12, and then she was very into doing her makeup, and she was amazing at it. She did my makeup for the anime convention one year. I told her to make me a gay bear in Yosemite, and it actually turned out pretty cool. I've got a picture of it somewhere. People were all over me that day, and it was because of just something she pulled out of her ass in 10 minutes with a makeup kit. So she was super stern about doing her makeup all the time, and spending a lot of time making it look really nice. And she was very elaborate about it, layer it up pretty much. But in a graceful way, not in an excessive kind of way. But she would get off after, a 13, 14-hour shift, and she would go all the fucking way home. It was like a 1-hour commute to her house, 1-hour commute back, and then come back to my house, which was right down the street from the pharmacy, just to change her makeup. I have no idea why she did this. But maybe she was like me, where she just needed some time alone. I mean, that's probably it. But I mean, yeah, she would spend every night at my place, and there was definitely, like, at first I kind of mistrusted her. I thought she was just like, she wanted to do drugs and she didn't have a hookup, so like I was gonna be her hookup. But this was kind of like just as I started doing like psychedelics again. Like, because I was like I swore off pot, acid, all that shit for many years after I, did 40 hits of acid in one go. Yeah, that scared me straight for a while anyways. But because she entered my life sort of around the time I rediscovered it and the medicinal properties, I was like, okay, hold on. Is this a shakedown? No, it wasn't. Albeit she did have a curiosity about getting high. Like, we did, like, try to get high a couple times. I mean, I got high, but she was, like, I think it was because she was on SSRIs, she would not get high. It was weird. I remember first time we tried, 4-gram mushroom chocolate each. Fucking, I was so high, I had to cancel plans because I just couldn't get up. And like she was like, yeah, I don't feel anything, I'm bored. And she had to like fucking babysit me. And then I made space cakes with hash. They're strong as all hell. And like I was eating a little bitty pieces. She had 2 of them. And, yeah, I don't really feel anything. But it was weird. I think it was the SSRIs because, she was like not skinny, but like she didn't have a lot of meat on her except, where I counted. But like, yeah, no, she was probably weighed less than me. Yeah, I mean, we just like hit it off in so many fucking ways. Like, this was like right after my prostate pain started, and I kind of had to stop just touring myself around. And I just, I mean, that shit still fucking confuses me and causes me a great deal of insecurity. But I think because she had something like kind of sexually traumatic that happened to her in her life, that's just speculation. I'm not saying that as a fact, but that's the vibe I got. Just did not really have any desire whatsoever herself to, bone. Like, we fucked a couple times, but it's like painful for me. So like, she was like, yeah, whatever. But I mean, it was still full around and shit. But like, it was like a very wholesome relationship in a weird way. But because of that, I was like, fuck, this is like the only chance I'm ever gonna get where I'm in a situation where someone is not like constantly pushing me to like injure myself and feel embarrassed and all the stuff that is associated with my condition. But there was also like the matter of like patience that she had with me, for one. Like, holy, like, she put up with a lot. From, not that I was ever an asshole, we never had a single argument. Like the closest thing we ever had to an argument would be, like, oh, come on, come chill. And she'd be like, I warn you, but I can't. And then I'd be like, come chill. And she'd be like, I warn you, but I can't. Like, that's pretty much the closest. But, I mean, and she was fucking just spectacularly beautiful. Like, she was, like, from a Korean family, but, like, first generation Canadian. And interestingly enough, like, because she was not someone who shared much at all. Like, she liked to keep her secrets. Like, she obviously had been through a great deal of trauma throughout her life. The reason, like, she had that glove on, that leather glove, was because she had burned her hand very badly. Like, it looked all mangled. It healed in the time we were together, but I surmise, and again, this is just speculation, but I surmise that it was because she tried to, like, off herself in this, like, traditional Korean means where they would use, like, the CO2 from charcoal to knock themselves out and just let this fire consume them. It's not a very effective means, but it's kind of the same idea as people who use cars, and they'll, like, put a hose in the engine and then loop it around into the passenger window or whatever, so breathing in the CO2 and it just knocks you out because your brain's not getting enough oxygen. Same kind of deal, but, like, don't ask me to make a case for that, but, like, I had sort of things that indicated to me that's the direction it went in, and that's a very distinct conclusion to come to. So, like how could I kind of mistake that for something else, But yeah, so, like, there was definitely, like, she was very depressed. Like, she had very, very low self-esteem, and it was very unfortunate because, like, she was such, like, a good-hearted person, and, like, she constantly had just every man who talked to her would be, like, all fucking over her, which probably sucked. That'd probably be incessantly irritating. But, I mean, she didn't really seem like she even noticed, but yeah, I mean, all my friends would be like, dude, how the fuck did you ever land this chick? Like, she is way more than you will ever deserve in your puny, pathetic existence. And hey, it was true. But, I mean, we agree on so many things that are, like, points that would usually cause major contention in most relationships. Like, we both just right off the bat agreed that we never wanted children unless it was adoption. But even that, like, we just didn't like dealing with kids. We didn't like their energy there, and both found them annoying. So, like, okay, we won't do that. And we both didn't believe in the institution of marriage. I mean, not that it's not real, but just did not believe in it as a regulating system that needs to be in a relationship. But we agreed that, like, okay, we get along pretty well. Why don't we just act like we're married and we'll be together for as long as possible? And fuck, we never had a single road bump. And she would always buy me the corniest gifts. Like, I still got this placard on my wall that says, "Do more of what makes you sparkle." And it's full of, like, glitter and shit, so you shake it around and the glitter goes all over the inside of the painting or the inside of the frame. It's just, like, really corny stuff. Like, a lot of really good, like, designer tea. She liked to give gifts, but I think that was kind of compensation for her inability to broach issues head on. She was very, otherwise, like, very smart and, like, very mature, and, like, I mean, but she was naive, though. That's the thing. Like, I would trick her with obviously fake stories going in at the pharmacy before I was dating her. Like, I remember once I had, like, pranked her into believing that all the old opium tunnels under Vancouver for opium smuggling were actually made for the world's biggest art heist. And she believed it. She just believed shit at kind of face value. But, like, one of my fondest kind of memories was showing her first horror movies, because I'm a big horror buff. But I got a little too excited, and I got carried away. So picture you're, 27 or whatever she was, and you've never seen a horror movie in your life, if you can. And then someone says, hey, let's watch 28 Days Later. So yeah, needless to say, that like scared the absolute piss out of her. But like, then I was like, let's watch Jasper Noyes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. French director, French extremism guy, Climax. I was like, let's watch Climax. Because I've seen it and I was like, this is fucking crazy. I love it. It's fucking deranged. It's disturbing. And it's like nauseating and it gives you vertigo. But I was like, this is a great idea. Fuck yeah. This will impress her. And I was like, I'll make you dinner. And I made her dinner while she was watching it. And she, needless to say, was not a fan. She was like, I'm very uncomfortable right now. This movie makes me very uncomfortable. But, yeah, no, all good things come to an end. I mean, and it sucks because we spent like 4 years together pretty much. Like every day, practically like we were living together. And like all kind of senseless, like guilt-inducing things in life. It was ended in a way that it was just meaningless, just had no conclusion. It was just, I got a message from her not long after COVID started saying, because she worked with geriatrics and shit, so if she got COVID, her career would go down the shitter. So I just get a text after not hearing from her for a couple of days saying, I had to move back with my folks in Edmonton, can't put my career at risk, I'm sorry, don't call me. Yeah, and I was like, of course, like, very distraught, but I thought, like, okay, well, this isn't gonna go anywhere, she's just being dramatic, she's not gonna do this, but then I never saw her again, never talked to her again, and it was upsetting. Like, I did my best not to fucking call her, but then I did mushrooms once, and was feeling very lovey-dovey, and called her, and I heard her say hello, and I was like, I said her name, and then I just slammed, phone goes down. So, yeah, that one hurt. That stung. I mean, like, I think of, like, I mean, I said, like, we didn't want children, but how weird our kids would look, a mix of Korean and Irish. Just fucking ugly kids. Anyways, like, yeah, that's just something that, like, because I'm an individual who needs, like, a tangible thing to find a conclusive end to something. Like, I need something that, like, okay, this is real. This is real because I can tell with my senses that it's there. Like, like there's still a big part of me that just can't accept that it is what it is. And since she slammed the phone down on me, like, I don't bother her anymore because that gesture spoke volumes, I'll put it that way. But, yeah, I mean, anyways, I know everyone has been stiffed in one regard or another when it comes to what COVID has done to everyone. But I'd say for me, out of the pneumonia, out of the getting sick from the shots and all that, that's the worst. Yeah. I hope that the universe can toss me a bone that's like even close to that gift horse that decided to just disappear. Anyways, I'll catch you later.